Yesterday, the Queen of England died, and some people were actually surprised that many people around the world were celebrating that this happened. And many people couldn't understand why that would be the case. And I'm not just talking about, people culturally in the UK. I mean, like, people in Canada. Like, how could you be so happy the Queen is dead and stuff like that? See, the thing is, do you not know what the British Empire did? What the colonization it carried out? Never mind its entire history. Just the history under Queen Elizabeth II. You know that, we were part of the British Empire. I mean, we still are part of the Commonwealth, but it's not so much an empire anymore. But you know what I mean. Do you just not know what the British Empire did to Africa and Asia and, other continents as well? Did it just fall into a black hole or something? Or did your particular school just not tell you what British colonialism was? I think maybe too many Canadians get the idea that because we're on the winning end of colonialism, being that we are beneficiaries, we're not treated like Africans, we're not treated like Asians, we're treated as part of the Commonwealth, one of the good countries in the Commonwealth, one of the ones that benefit from global plunder, that benefit from imperialism. We have a much higher standard of living than Africa because we plunder the hell out of them. We benefit from it. And I think it is because you forget that all these other countries that suffered under, colonialism, that somehow it just didn't happen. Somehow in your mind, that because what you see day to day is our lives in Canada, that you just forget that all these other things happen. You forget that the royal family allied with Hitler up until it became clear that Hitler was going to take all of Europe. And then they turned into enemies. It didn't stop them from funding them. Ask George Bush's family, Prescott Bush. He had to be shut down by the Trading with the Enemies Act to stop selling them oil. I believe it was oil. Ask IBM. You only have to look at the colonial crimes of, every African country that have the crimes against African countries that have suffered as a result of the British Empire. Many of them happening under the leadership of the Queen. And I think you've forgotten that. Many of the same people who would turn around and point to the terrible situation that the First Nations people are in, might I remind you, the royal family had a very large hand in that. And that's their legacy. So as you're saying every child matters, which it does, try not to forget why this became a problem to begin with. And I assume this may be the same for a lot of people in Australia as well. Which is really funny considering it was founded as a place to send people who are undesirable and then still have that kind of loyalty to the Queen. But try not to forget that. I mean, I know you find that offensive, and a lot of Canadians have to be like, oh, well, that's really mean to say because our culture and whatnot. And it's part of our national identity. Yeah, that's kind of the problem. Try not to remember how goddamn horrid British colonialism was. And to a large extent, still to this day, ask Zimbabwe. And what they've had to go through because of the UK being upset that they decided to have Africa for Africans. So I know that you don't see the misery and you don't live the misery. But understand how god-awfully brutal the royal family was. How terrible the British Empire was, even under Queen Elizabeth II. And maybe by doing so, you understand why much of the world is celebrating her death, and why the most celebrated holiday in the world, not Christmas, not Ramadan, but independence from the UK. Because there's a reason for that. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.